Many shades of pink and black health. Many shades of pink and black health, where good health equals long life. Welcome to the Many Shades of Pink and Black Health radio program on KBOKradio.com, sponsored by Many Shades of Pink. I'm your host, Wendy Sherrill, breast cancer survivor and advocate.
And I'm your co-host, Dr. Susanna Flalo, Kaiser Permanente, retired family physician. Our guest today is Esther Johnson, owner of Esther's Cleaning Service and a survivor. And our topic today is molestation, childhood secrets that haunt you as an adult.
So, Esther, we want to say welcome.
Hi.
Esther?
Yes.
We want to say welcome and thank you so much for calling in today. Can you just basically tell our audience where you're calling in from?
I'm calling from Detroit, Michigan.
All right. All right. We're going to just go ahead and dive on into our interview. But first, I would like to tell our audience that this is a very, very sensitive subject. And it's something that our community needs to talk about. And it's just a touchy subject, but I'm so glad that Esther is willing to share her story. So, Esther, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your family?
Well, right now, my name is Esther Johnson. I'm 33 years old. I have a 17-year-old daughter. I'm currently in a relationship with an older guy. Currently living in Detroit, Michigan. I'm working at Chrysler currently right now. I'm also running my cleaning service. I've been in business for going on about 2 months now. 2 years now. I'm sorry about that. 2 years now. It's going pretty good.
Okay, just a question. Were you born and raised in Detroit?
I was born and raised in Detroit.
Okay.
I was.
All right. So we're going to just go ahead and dive in. At what age, did you get violated?
It started at the age of 8. I was being molested by my stepfather and brother. I'll say it was a daily routine for them. It started off as every other day to an everyday routine. I was one of the kids of 6. Out of 6, I was a middle child.
So
middle child, call it the worst.
Okay, just for clarification, did you say it was your stepfather and?
No, I think it's the
stepfather.
stepfather's.
It was my stepfather and 2 of his brothers.
And 2 of his
Oh,
brothers.
2. Wow. So it was 3. So it's 3 people. So your stepfather and 2 of his brothers.
Yes, it was actually my stepfather, 2 of his brothers, and 2 outside friends.
Wow.
So it was a total of 5 who I was being molested by. The first 2 was my stepfather brothers. On top of those 2, it went from them 2 molesting me to my stepfather's friend molesting me. It went from my stepfather's friend molesting me to him molesting me. In between him molesting me, I had a little cousin of mine. Her father was touching me a little bit too as well.
And this was all at age 8 or
Starting at
age 8.
The age of 8 started with the father-in-law, 2 brothers, working until, I'm going to say, they molested me. From my memory, that's all of it. I can't remember the majority
I'm curious.
It went from his two brothers molesting me to his friends molesting me when he went to jail. He went to jail for 5 years, and my mother was dealing with him with drugs transitions. So it was like he had come over, and me being the child that was so knowledgeable, I was one of the kids that she used to do drug transitions with her friends. So he was one of the ones that I'll probably go ride off with and go get something, and he'll molest me at the time that I want to.
So did your
at the time,
Esther, hold on for 1 second. A question Dr. Fowler would like to ask.
I'm curious, did your stepfather know that his two friends, or first of all, his two brothers were molesting you? Did he know that?
He did not know.
Okay, and did he?
He did know. I don't know.
Okay, did he know later? Well, did he find out later about his two friends molesting you while he was in jail?
No.
Okay.
I never spoke up.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so you can continue. So you said that this happened on for about a year and a half while your stepfather was in prison?
Mm-hmm.
And
I was in prison.
okay, and
Like I said, my mother, she, me being the middle child, she expected more from me because of how I caught on to so much stuff so quick. She looked up to me to be more responsible than my other siblings. So with that being said, she looked at me as an adult. And I say that she looked at me as an adult at 8 because I was taking care of newborn and my little sister.
So Esther,
like I said, yes.
Esther, you mentioned siblings. So tell me how many siblings. You said you're the middle child. Are we talking the middle of 3 or the middle of 5? Tell us an idea of the siblings. 6. Okay. So the older children. Tell me how that you fall in. Are there brothers up above you? Give me the order and who are the siblings, brothers and sisters, so I have an idea on why you were looked at by your mother as the one to go to.
Okay. My oldest sister, which she is 44, she was away. Like, my mother didn't have her. She didn't raise her at all.
Okay.
She didn't have her, period.
How much older is
My
she?
second-
How much older is she than you? I'm trying to get a perspective. If you were 8, how old would she have been? Like, is she 4 years older than you?
no, so she's
No,
like
I'm
she's
33 now. She's 44.
Okay, so she's 11. She was 11 years older, so she would have been like 19 when you were 8.
Right.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to understand, the ages of your siblings.
She was graduating. Yup, she was graduating.
Okay.
I remember all that. She was graduating.
Okay.
We didn't find her until she was 18.
Okay, so she was not in the house. Who's the next one under her, and was that person in the house?
The next one up under her was my second oldest sister. She's currently 41 right now.
So how much older was she at the
wasn't-
time? Like 9 years
She
old?
wasn't in the household neither. She wasn't
Okay.
in the household with us.
So that makes sense that your mother was looking to you because you were the oldest one in the house.
The girls, no.
Okay,
no.
so there's
I
a
have
boy
brother.
older than you.
I have a brother
Okay.
that follows after the second oldest sister. He is 35. Me and him is close in age.
okay.
So he was, if
He's
you were 8,
35.
he was about 10 or 11 at the time?
Yes.
Okay, so was he aware of this stuff going on? Or was
No.
he violated?
Not that I know of. My brother, that brother that's a couple of years older than me, he tortured me. He bullied me all the time. He never was a brother to me. He was a bully to me.
Okay. Okay. And then you said you had 2 younger siblings. How old were they when you were 8?
I had a sister that's right up under me. We are 15 months apart.
Okay.
And then I also have a little brother that's 23. So at the time that all this was happening, I want to say he wasn't even born yet. She was carrying him.
So really it was just 3, it was 3 in the house then? Your brother a few years older than you, yourself, and your sister that was about a year and a half younger than you. A little younger.
Yes.
And the youngest one wasn't born yet. So she looked to you because you were the oldest daughter in the house.
Girl.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that helps me kind of figure out why your mother was looking to you. It didn't make sense if you were the fourth child out of 6. It wouldn't make sense, but it makes sense if the 2 older daughters were not in the house, and she wasn't going to ask the boy. I don't know why she wouldn't ask the boy instead of you. But
Exactly. I still don't understand it.
okay, okay.
So, all this, while you were being violated, you were still under your mom's roof. When did you tell your mom, and what was her reaction once you did tell her?
When I was 12, 13, once I was 12, I went to her. What made me go to her was because her husband was coming into my room every single day.
Wow.
For 2 years, he came in every single day, eating me out. Okay?
So
it went from him eating me out every single day to one night he wanted to get on top of me, and I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, this is not right. No. He's not supposed to be getting on top of me. I don't like this part. So the next day, it was a weekend, matter of fact. It was a weekend, Friday. I remember that because it was time to go over to the oldest sister house, the second oldest sister house, and spend time with her. And when I went over there, I didn't want to go back home. As the fact that I didn't want to go back home, I told my sister. When I came out and told my sister pretty much, she was shocked, but she wasn't shocked. She just broke down and was like, I knew it. Because you always sitting on his lap. Me and Tangie knew it. Tangie is a cousin of mine. And I told her, and she pretty much read it a couple of days, and we went to my mother. When we went to my mother, my oldest sister asked me to stay in the car for a second and while she go in the house and see what they was doing. And once she figured that out, we both went upstairs together, got out the car, we both went upstairs together, and mother know that she had something to tell her. And at the time, my older sister made sure that he was in the room and she was in the room. So we go in the room and she said, well, I have something to tell her. And she asked me, like, what is it, Esther? What is it you have to say?
So, wait a minute, Esther, before you go into the next part, when you say that your mother was in the room as well as your violator?
Yes, violator.
Okay, which is her husband and your stepfather.
So was that the one that was in prison that have now come home?
Yes, he came home. 5 years that went by. No, 4 years went by. She was locked down for 4 years.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes 12. Okay. All right. So this is a cousin or a sister.
It's
this is your
sister,
sister.
older sister.
The sister just above you that took you over there and said, let's go ahead and address this. And you stayed in the car and she went in there.
They all actually
went in there.
went upstairs, and everybody's in the room at this time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, actually, you know,
Well, we have time. But
we do have time to go in, but we wanted to really dive in because far as your mother's reaction, but we want to take a break.
Yeah.
What
we'll do is before we dive into the details of that, we can ask a simpler question, and then we want to go into the actual details of that conversation that you had with her. I'm just curious did your mother have any clue that this is going on, or have any suspicion of these different men doing anything before you had the conversation with her?
No.
Okay.
She was one of those mothers that did not pay attention.
Okay. All right. And without being too private, was your mother under the influence of anything that may not have allowed her to witness or
Yes.
no? So she
Yes.
didn't drink or do drugs or anything like that?
She used to drink, and she also used to do drugs.
Okay, so she was.
So that could,
yeah,
that could have prevented her from paying attention to the kids and the details that she needed to, and therefore possibly protect you. So what we'll do is we'll take a break here, and then we're going to dive into the details when we come back. So just hold on for us, Esther, okay? So, yeah, so we're going to take a break now.
Okay.
All right.
And we'll be right back. I'm a breast cancer survivor.
We are honoring our heroes.
I'm here today because of Susan G. Coleman's free mammogram.
We are pledging to save lives.
We're passionate about bringing the services out to the community.
We are providing free mammograms. We are providing hope. Welcome back to the Many Shades of Pink and Black Health Radio program, sponsored by Many Shades of Pink.
And so, our special guest today, I'll remind you that it is Esther Johnson, owner of Esther's Cleaning Service and a survivor. And we're speaking today about molestation, childhood secrets that haunt you as an adult. So, Esther, we're back online.
And where we left off, I asked, what was your mom's reaction once you all told her? And where we left off is all you guys were in the room, you, your sister, your mother, and your violator.
Yes. My mother was on the edge of the bed, and he was laying in the bed. My sister was sitting on one end of the bed, and I was just standing there. And my sister was like, well, we have something to tell you. And she was like, what is it? What is it that you have to say, Esther? And my sister pretty much was like, go ahead and tell her. I was like, okay. Like, well, your husband been coming in the room eating my pussy every night. He been molesting me.
Is that what you
And
said?
Yes, those were my exact words.
At 12. So that's what you said at 12. So basically, you told your mom that your her husband had been going down on you.
Yes, I told her he's been coming in the room every night, and that he's been doing, and going down on me or whatever. And she said, "You're lying. You're lying, Esther. I don't believe you."
Wow.
And he sat on the bed and looked at me with them evil eyes, like, you better not say nothing. But I had already said something, and as I was saying something, he jumps up and say, Esther, you're lying. Why you lying to your mama like that? And with that being said, with her not asking me no questions, I was so hurt and so tore up, I stormed out of the house and did not come back.
So, I just can't even imagine how you being violated and your mom not believing, that you've been violated. I don't even know how that...
It's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
The worst feeling in the world.
So,
and I say it's the worst feeling in the world because at that time, I really needed help. I really needed attention. I really needed her to be my mother. I really wanted her to be my mother, and she did not give me the response I expected. She pretty much took him and believed him over me. It was no questions asked. It was just that the topic never got brought up again. It never really got talked about. It never got discussed as a family after it was brought out. It was a couple of family members that knew, and how they knew and had a gauge of it is because of how I always used to sit on that. I always had money. I always had new clothes and shoes. And at the time, I was 13 with my own sack.
Your own, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
My own sack of paraphernalia, selling it.
oh.
Wow.
So, Esther, When you said you ran out of that room because you know, obviously you were hurt because your mother didn't respond the way how you felt she should have. She didn't take your side. You ran off and you didn't come back. Did you end up living somewhere else, or you came back to the home just later on that day?
I ended up going with my sister for a week. My sister at the time, she was 17. She was in high school. She was in her 12th grade year. So due to the fact that she was still in high school, she was staying with her boyfriend at the time and his mother. So it was like she couldn't keep me.
Yeah.
But I stayed with her for a week, and when I stayed with her for a week, I ended up having to go back home with my mother.
Okay. And how was your relationship with your mother after you returned?
It was more of a hatred relationship from me on my behalf. I didn't give her no respect. I didn't listen to her. It was like my respect level for her just completely changed.
So Esther, you mentioned that at 13, because this is now you're home and this is probably a little later, you mentioned that you had, you know, nice clothes and things like that. So does that sounds like, was he still violating you and then now giving you things to keep you quiet, or did that stop after you called him out?
That stopped after I called him out.
Okay, so then where did all of the nice clothes and the other things where did that come? Buying that stuff at 12, at 13 and 14?
No. Her husband was buying all these things. Her husband was buying these things to keep me quiet.
Okay, so he wasn't violating you anymore, but because you called him out, now he felt the need to rectify the situation, continue to pamper you.
No, after I came out with the story and I told him things, me and his relationship was pretty much a hi, bye. At the moment, at the 2 years to 3 years that, you know, he was doing what he was doing, he was pacifying me as he was doing it.
Okay,
the 2
so
years that he was doing it, he was pacifying me with money.
okay, so Esther, you're saying that prior to you telling, he was basically buying you clothing and just basically buying your silence.
Yes, buying my silence. On top of him buying my silence, he used to tell me all the time, if you say something, I'll kill all y'all in this house. If you say something, I'll kill all y'all in this house.
Wow. So he would threaten you on a regular.
Yeah, he would threaten me on a regular, to the point where I just got tired. I didn't want to. It was like that threat that he was giving me. I was knocked that out the window. Like, no, I'm tired.
So as a teenager, because you are a teenager at this time, what was your mindset? You know, far as how did absorbing all this, being violated, and also not being violated, you were introduced to selling drugs from your mother and her husband.
My mindset was an adult mindset. I had no choice but to be an adult. I had no choice but to have an adult mindset because when I was a kid, I wasn't a kid. I can't even tell you what used to come on TV at that age. The reason why, because I wasn't a kid, I was an adult. Why I was an adult? Because I took care of kids, I took care of my sister, took care of my brother, took care of my nieces, my nephews, baby cousins. I've always had kids. On top of me having kids, I always
which basically not only were you being abused, but then you were expected to run the household and be like the mother in the household.
Yes.
So they stole your childhood.
Yes.
Both your mother and your stepfather stole your childhood.
Yes.
Yes, I never had a childhood.
Yeah.
Never had a childhood.
So it was, and I must say that it was awfully brave of you, and I'm glad your sister encouraged you to address it. It's unfortunate that the response was not what should have been, but I need to give you kudos at the age of 12 for coming and addressing not only your mother but your violator and having the truth put on the table. I'm sure life was not easy after that, but at least part of it was that you didn't have to live that secret anymore, and he didn't, and the violation at least stopped from him doing that once it got called out.
Yeah, afterwards, the relationship turned into, me being abused more.
What kind of abuse?
By my mother.
Physical
being
abuse?
Called out my name. Being called out my name. Bitch was my nickname. Okay. It was my nickname. And when I say it was my nickname, it was my nickname. Every time she got mad or she felt like I wasn't doing something correctly, that was my name. I got in trouble for things for, say for instance, is Saturday. Every Saturday we had to get up and clean up. That was the first thing we had to do. First thing we had to do was eat and clean. My little sister used to clean up 2 bathrooms. I used to have to go behind her and clean up 2 bathrooms. After she had cleaned, I used to have to get right behind her, clean the bathroom again. She used to torture me. She tortured me more after I came out with that story. I got tortured more.
Wow. Well, I have to say, I do have to commend you for your strength, because I don't know too many 9 to 12-year-olds that could endure anything like that and continue to stay strong, you know? So
I'm just curious, Esther, did you have any grandparents that you could go to, like your mother's mother? Was there anyone else that, or an aunt that you could?
My mother's mother was dead. My father's mother, I never knew who my father was because my uncle killed my dad before I was born.
Oh, wow.
This uncle was the uncle that was in the household with us. I think my uncle really had a feeling and knew that I was being molested and everything by my stepfather, but he was sick and didn't know how to deal with. I believe that he didn't know how to pursue the situation.
Okay.
But my uncle had a feeling. I really feel like my uncle had a feeling that my stepfather was molesting me. But I didn't have no one to go to. I didn't have no uncles. I didn't have no father. I didn't have no granddad. I didn't have no grandmother. Aunties. I didn't have no aunties because it's like our family was not a family.
So basically,
Our family was like split.
okay, so Esther, so what you're saying is that you just didn't have a support system whatsoever. You didn't have anybody that you could, pour out to. So you had to keep all of this within.
Yeah, the only person who I thought I had was my sister, and I went to her, and I thought me going to her was the solution of going to the cops and saying something to the cops to get to the bottom of it, but that didn't happen because at that time, I guess she didn't know what to do. She thought the best thing to do was to go to my mother and say something, but nothing happened. I mean, I ain't have no one to go to.
No outlet.
Nobody to go to. Nobody.
So I have a question. Did you ever in your mind think about running away from home?
I did. I ended up running away after that. I ended up running away when I turned 14. What made me run away was because she would make me watch the kids while they leave. She'd have me serve the crackheads when they come to the house. And she would just like beat up on me for no reason.
So basically, your mom, she exposed you to a great deal. She put you,
Yeah.
you know, for a kid
I
to
ran
be,
away. I
yeah.
ran away. And when I ran away, I messed around and I was curious. I ran away with a boy.
So,
And I was so curious. I said, okay, wow, I haven't got my vagina ate in so long. Let me see what the other thing is like since he tried it. And first time he opened up my legs with this guy that I ran away with, I was pregnant.
How old were you at the time?
Say that again?
How old were you when you got pregnant?
14.
14. So you got pregnant at 14, and when did you have your daughter?
I was 15.
So you got pregnant at 14, and then you had your daughter at 15.
Yeah.
Okay.
She gave me a choice. I ran away for 3 days. Came back home. I would say 4 months later, my sister took me to the doctor. I was pregnant. She was kind of upset. She walked home. We lived on 7 Mile and State Fair. The doctor's office was on 7 Mile and Myers. She walked home from the doctor's office. When we got home, me and my older sister, my second older sister, got back to the house. She asked me, she said, do you want the baby or do you want to have an abortion? Only thing I come up with was, I want my baby. I have everybody else kids. I mean, only thing I got to do is buy. Yes, I want my baby.
Question, Esther.
Here it is for now.
Question. When you decided that you wanted to keep your baby, why did you want to keep your baby?
Because I had everybody else kids. That's all I had was kids, kids, kids.
But didn't you tell?
I felt like,
okay, go ahead.
I
I'm
felt
sorry.
like me being pregnant with my own, why not have her? It's not like I don't know how to take care of her. It's not like I don't know what I'm doing. Only thing I don't have to do is buy. All I got to do is buy her some diapers and buy her some clothes. I'm going to get that. I don't know, but I'll get it.
So we had a conversation, and you told me that another reason why you had your daughter is because you wanted somebody to love you because you didn't feel like you were being loved.
Also, that's another reason why I had her too as well. I never, had any love from my mother or my sisters. My siblings, just the people around me, the little bit of people that was around me, I never got shown love. So, me having my daughter, I felt like she'll love on me. I can love on her. We can love on one another.
So after you had your daughter, did that, your mindset far as how you felt about your mom, and just loving on your daughter, was that different as she entered your life? Was it any different?
No. I was dealing with trauma. Dealing with the fact that my mother didn't believe me. Dealing with the fact that the man was still in the house with us. It was a different kind of feeling. I grew more hate. And I tried, looking at my daughter, it'll make me feel better. I was still that angry kid and still getting jumped on and still getting, abused on by her, my mother herself. It was like, it didn't make me feel no better at that time. I still was messed up.
Esther, were you able to, with the pregnancy and everything, were you able to finish high school?
No.
Okay.
Why I did not finish high school, I got to my 12th grade year. Crazy. Here, she tried stopping me. And I feel like she stopped me because, actually, not her. Well, yeah.
Who is she? Who is she? Who is
She
she?
allowed him, my mother.
Okay.
I blame her because at the time I was driving. I was driving her car. And this was my 9th grade year. I used to have to take him to work and then go to school. It was a week straight that this was the end of my 9th grade year. They knew it was my finals. I had to take my classes, my finals for my classes or whatever, and they pretty much stopped letting me drive the car. And as they stopped me from driving the car, me not having no job and no money, I couldn't get to school. On top of me not being able to get to school, I used to ask her, like, can you take me to school? Can you take me to work and take me to school? She used to tell me, no, I'm not taking you to school. You get there the best way you can. Me and her ended up getting into an argument about that because I felt like, why are you allowing them to take the car when you know I need to take the car and go to school? We got into a deep argument so bad she put me out. When she put me out, my mother, when she put me out, I went to the next door neighbors. I didn't have no way to school for real then. So I ended up dropping out.
And so, who were you staying with after that? I mean, how did you live?
I went with the next door neighbors for a couple of months. From what I remember, I was with them for a couple of months. Went from them for a couple of months to finding a boyfriend. This boyfriend was a boyfriend I was in the streets, didn't know at the time. And he took me and my daughter. My daughter was 3 months. Met him. He had a father. His father had 2 houses. Both of them was abandoned, but me and him ended up going to an abandoned house with my 3-month-old daughter. We went from the abandoned house to stay with his mother. Went staying with his mother for a month to going back to the abandoned house. As we went back to the abandoned house, he messed around, and the boyfriend at the time, I didn't know what he was doing, but whatever he was doing, he was trying to take care of us the best he can. And he messed around and got into a shootout. And that shootout cost him his life to go to prison for life. So I was stuck to going back to his mother's house. When I went back to his mother's house, I had no family member that tried to come get me.
So you were staying at this. You were staying at this lady's house. This is not the father of your baby. This was a different boyfriend. So this lady doesn't.
This was a different boyfriend.
Right.
So this stranger.
Right. So she doesn't know you or the baby, but she was willing to keep you there for a while because that was her son's girlfriend at the time, even though he was now going to prison.
Yes. Yes. Went to stay with her. Went from staying with her to back to realizing that this man is gone for life. His mother showed that she didn't want me in the house anymore. To me having nowhere to go, I was stuck to finding my
That's the father of your baby.
Yeah, the father of my baby.
Okay.
I ended up going with him. And his mother put me back in school.
Okay.
Okay. And so you went back to school all the way up to the 12th grade?
12th grade, went back to school, went up to the 12th grade. Once I got to the 12th grade, the end of the school semester, I needed some help with my daughter babysitting. Because the daycare at the school ended up, they ended up closing the daycare in the school. So I ended up needing help with the babysitter. I didn't have no help with the babysitter, so I ended up having to drop out again. But I went back to take my GED class. Went
Okay.
back, got my GED, and that was it. That's how I completed school.
Well, I'm glad that you did get your GED. That's very, very important. So my next question is, how did being violated affect you as an adult? Today, from a teenager up to your adulthood, how has that affected you?
I walk around with anger. I walk around unhappy. I blame myself for the situation that happened to me as a kid. I don't know how to treat people now. And when I say know how to treat people, I'm always aggressive. I'm always defensive. I take everything that people say to me personal. I snap. It's like I'm afraid to trust people in my life around me.
So
It affects me in those parts of my life.
so Esther,
I feel that I'm still stuck.
right. Esther, have you thought about going to seek counseling to just talk about this and try your best to mend your life in a way that this doesn't, it's going to always affect you, but so that you can have a more productive adult life? Have you thought about or approached getting any information about going to see a counselor about this?
I tried doing it in my 20s when I was really suffering from it. I used to cry all the time. I didn't feel like it was no help.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I have thought about seeking help as an adult. It's like I don't feel like it's any. I don't think, and I don't feel like it's any help, because what I can go in and talk to them about, I can talk to other people about, letting it off my chest.
Right. What about like a support group where other women and or men have been through situations like yourself, being violated, and even at a young age? That may be something helpful. Have you thought about that?
I just reached out to a group like that. They have a waiting list. I did think about entering a group with victims like me. I did think about it, and I have reached out. I'm just waiting on a response now.
So when you say a waiting list, do they just have a certain number of people in that group, and then they don't let a new person in until someone is healed or drops out?
I think it's more so of how much they're helping them to heal. I think it's more so like you said, dropping out. They bring more people in. Whoever drop out, they bring another person in.
So is there more than one support group in your area? Because I would hope that with all the victims out there, if they're trying to reach out for help, that they'd find somewhere. If they can't take you into group A, they should be able to find group B somewhere in the community where you can go somewhere, instead of leaving you out here floundering and struggling with this torment and this PTSD. I mean, you truly was robbed of your childhood. I would think that there should be some avenue, and maybe we need to go, you know, find some hotline where you can be plugged in to a group, because I think that would be more helpful than one-on-one for you, where you can be around other people that struggle with this and how are they coping, and you know, teach everyone a set of coping skills and how to get past this trauma, where you can still live a productive life and not have this, carry this through your entire life. You're never going to forget it. It's marked you for life, but you can have a more productive life where you can learn to enjoy your life. It's not fair that you're not able to enjoy your life. You're angry, you're frustrated, you're latching out. That doesn't help your daughter, that doesn't help you, or anyone around you that even wants to try to love you. You don't know how to let them in because you have put guards up, rightfully so, because all the people that you trusted as an adult has not only violated you, but also violated your trust, including your mother. So we've got to figure out how we can help you and help other people out in the community that are struggling to try to find some way to get help.
Let me just interrupt by saying, like, so Esther, if we find these resources, a group for you to become a part of, as well as a one-on-one. I do have a friend that is a psychiatrist that, you know, I feel that, you know, he would be of value to you. So would you be willing to talk to him and open for the resources that we find and put together for you?
Yes.
Okay.
That's another thing that I deal with too. Is like certain things that I needed to know growing up, I don't know.
Right.
It affects me now as an adult. I feel like some things, how I should go about doing certain things, I don't know how.
Right. And I just have
like,
one.
For instance.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Like for instance, I reached out to one group and I stopped right there instead of continuously going. That's a problem.
Okay.
That's one of my problems I deal with.
The last thing I want to ask you is just out of curiosity's sake, how is your daughter dealing with you as a survivor? The number one, does she know about this? Have you explained to her what you went through so that she understands that she needs to be open and come to you if anyone, you know, at all approaches her and tries to violate her? You're going to be a different mother than your mother was. I'm curious how she's handling your stressors.
And Esther, before you answer that, can you just get right down to the bottom line of it, because we're running out of time?
My daughter, she respects me to the point where I told her story in the past, a little bit of it, but as of right now, she don't want to hear it. She don't want to hear it at all. She don't want to listen to it because I feel and I believe that it hurts her because I cry a lot, and she knows that it bothers me a lot, and with me telling her, I think it's going to bother her like it affects me. So when it comes down to her and how she deal with it, she deal with it better than me.
Well, it sounds like also that she can be in some kind of counseling with you to help better understand exactly what you went through. And you know, you guys can heal together.
Absolutely.
But we're going to get ready to go into our announcement. But first, I would like to speak on my event of the week. Double standards. All men have been accused, you know, of rape and sexual assault. There's been so many men lately that have been accused. Question is, they've been accused of rape and sexual assault. My question is why only one black man is being made of an example?
And you're referring to Bill Cosby.
Exactly. And if one goes down, with prison time, then all the other ones need to have prison time as well, and including Orange 45
and Judge Kavanaugh.
Exactly. And these double standards of our white counterparts needs to stop, and it needs to end now.
That's another whole show.
It is.
Yeah, I agree, and I do agree. There are double standards.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to take, just real quickly, going to make 2 announcements. The first one, of course, is our monthly community outreach event, which is at the Big Lots on Federal and Euclid. Our Good Health Equals Long Life. It's every 3rd Wednesday of the month. So our next one is October 17th, where we provide lots of free services out there, including free mammograms on certain months, blood pressure, diabetes screening, and various other services. So please come out. October 17th is our next one. The final 2 will be on a Saturday in November, which is November 10th, and then we're going to go to the first Wednesday in December 5th, and it'll be a different location, which we'll let the audience know at that time. And then the second announcement is we will be, Sis and I will be hosting a breast cancer awareness event on Sunday, October 21st, from 1 to 4. It's going to be at my church, City of Hope International Church on Holly Drive. That's just near Lincoln High School. We're going to be offering free mammograms, breast education, a free lunch. We're going to have a live entertainment by Ken Turner, DJ, opportunity drawings, and various other things. So we're hoping that all the women will come out. Men are invited also, but we really want to educate our women regarding their breast health. Try to pretty much get the screening done. Early detection saves lives, so we can get you to come out and get your free mammograms. That would be great. It is, once again, Breast Cancer Awareness Month is October, and we're having our event on October 21st from 1 to 4 at City of Hope International. We will be putting that on our Facebook pages and various other social media.
And also they can RSVP or text at 858-224-9964. Or they can visit your website, ahealthiermesd.com/breast cancer awareness.
Right. We just really want RSVP so we can make sure we have enough food for everyone.
Yeah.
And enough space. So last year was a hit. We had over 130 women. We're looking to have more women out. We just really want to educate you. And anyone, the men that have women in their family, come on out and learn so we can really take advantage of trying to prevent any kind of death in our community because we have not identified breast cancer at an early enough stage.
Right, and just for the men, while the women, breast cancer is just, the woman is just not going through it. The husband, the whole family go through breast cancer. So that's why we want to include the men. So you guys also are welcome, and we would be glad to have you.
And the other thing, too, is even though it's a small percentage, breast cancer occurs in men, too.
Exactly. And we're getting down to the end of our show. You've been listening to Many Shades of Pink and Black Health Radio program on KBOKradio.com, sponsored by Many Shades of Pink. I'm your host, Wendy Sherrill, breast cancer survivor and advocate.
And I'm your co-host, Dr. Susanna Flalo, retired family physician. And I want to take a moment just to thank our special guest, Esther Johnson, who's the owner of Esther's Cleaning Service and a survivor. Esther, thank you so much for coming online to speak to us today.
And yeah, thank you so much, Esther.
You're welcome.
And audience, thank you for listening. Be sure to tune in to us every Sunday at 2 p.m. Visit and like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube, Many Shades of Pink and Black Health. For more information on breast cancer, visit the Coleman San Diego Circle of Promise website at www.colemansandiego.org.
Or learn about A Healthier Me, a lifestyle change program at www.ahealthiermesd.com.
Bye-bye.
Bye.